Brian Powell of I Run Far here with Alex Nichols before the 2014 Zegama Marathon. How's it going?
Pretty good, yeah.
Zegama's pretty nice, eh?
I know, well, right now it is. I would say like 2 hours ago it was not so nice.
And then 4 hours ago it was pretty nice as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of hit or miss here.
That's the story of the week. It seems like downpour and then sunshine, so all over the place.
Yeah, we're just looking out at the course here.
Yeah.
Pretty spectacular backdrop for an interview, but also a course to run this weekend.
For sure. I was just saying, it's like the perfect profile of if you came here and you wanted to summit everything, you would do the Zegama course.
So it's a pretty natural, it's a marathon, but it's really a natural loop and course.
Yeah, definitely. There's only a few spots where it's like they kind of added on a little bit.
Okay.
Otherwise it's just, yeah, it's right along the ridge the whole time.
You were here last year.
Yeah.
Explain to Americans what Zegama is like. The course first.
Okay. The course is, I mean, it's just steep. It's always steep, whether you're going up or down. And it's also a huge mix of like forest, high alpine, just anything that you can think of. It's pretty much got it. Even this last section is, fast downhill on a road. But then, yeah, just the experience. I've tried to tell people it's kind of like the Tour de France, where you have so many fans like lining the side just cheering for you all the way like really far back there. I don't know how they all get back there.
Yeah.
So yeah, just huge crowd support and just really fun to be right in the middle.
I mean, is there anything in the U.S. you've seen even like close to that fan support or?
Yeah, not that I can think of. I mean, yeah, maybe if it was like the Boston Marathon or something like that.
But the trail race.
Yeah, trail race
in the country.
Right, and it's not really close to anything. Zegama's a tiny town. Like I said, I don't know where these people come from, but there's got to be thousands of them out there.
And how was the weather last year?
Last year was actually great. I was talking to a couple of people, and they were saying how it seems to alternate. Every other year you get either rain or great weather, so this might be a pretty rough year.
It's supposed to be a pretty rough year weather-wise.
Yeah.
I can assure you there are still a ridiculous number of fans out there at 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
Could be literally at the freezing line, rain, snow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be great.
The descent.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of climbing early. You run on the ridge for a little bit, pretty technical.
Yeah.
Then you come to the descent.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I mean, it's some of them are just super rocky, and that's kind of what I'm most nervous about, is those spots where they're so technical that you're trying not to walk even though it's downhill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just hoping to stay on my feet and try to go as fast as I can, but it's going to be tough for sure.
It's really different than, I mean, you had some good success in the whole sky running series last year, but especially Pikes Peak.
Yeah.
And that's not a technical descent.
Yeah, the first mile going downhill of Pikes Peak is probably similar to what we have here, except this is, a few miles instead of just one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting, but looking forward to it.
Do you feel like you can open it up here and I think it's almost 9K of road downhill at the end?
Yeah, exactly. I was eyeing that on the map today. That'll be nice, and yeah, I mean, there's spots on the rest of the course too that they're not crazy. Like I said, it's a mix of everything. So,
you just did show you have some solid speed. Was it 2 weekends ago? Did you run? Was it the Greenland 50K?
Yeah, Greenland 50K. Yeah. Yeah, I did that race. Pretty flat 50K, but it's still a trail race.
Mm-hmm.
It had, maybe 3,000 feet of climbing over the course of it. So.
What was it, like 3:18, or what was your time?
3:13.
3:13. Yeah.
So I mean,
course record.
Yeah, I was even surprised by how fast that was. I've done some speed work, but it's.
What was your thinking about this? Zegama is obviously a pretty huge deal.
Yeah.
What was your thinking about squeezing in a trail 50K 2 weeks before?
It was the last hard training run essentially.
Okay.
I did one other kind of long run in between, but yeah, just trying to get more of a race effort in.
Gotcha, but. Yeah. It was a 50K, but in the end it was 3:13, so it's not even the full time duration you're going to run on Sunday.
I know, that's kind of the crazy part. Is I was trying to think of like, okay, how can I squeeze in a 4-hour race to get ready for this, because it's a 4-hour race, and
a 4-hour race would be one hell of a day here.
Yeah, exactly. So that was kind of my thinking, but yeah, not even nearly as tough as this.
Yeah. You did do a bunch of the sky running races last year. How did your season go in general?
It was kind of all over the place from, dropping out of Zegama last year, ellipticaling a ton, and then getting back in shape for Chamonix.
Mm-hmm.
That went pretty well, and then kind of just sort of rolled with the progress and kind of got better as the year went on.
Did you work on anything in particular in terms of your running to prepare for these races?
It's more of just been the accumulation of doing more races like this
Mm-hmm.
and getting used to what it's going to be like. Incorporating power hiking into training, seeking out as technical stuff as I can find in Colorado Springs, which is kind of hard.
Yeah.
We have pretty flat, kind of smooth trails.
So
yeah.
your racing is training for your next race in part.
No, and I think that's actually how things work out the best for me, is to not get too serious about one race, because that's when I blow up and train too hard and get injured.
So
yeah,
just sort of look at the season as a
as
a whole, and
the best training is always a race. So if I can do a race, recover, then I get back stronger than I was before.
What does the rest of your season look like? You got any other highlights coming up the next few months?
I'm still kind of trying to figure it out. I'm gonna run the World Championships at Chamonix again.
Mm-hmm. The marathon distance?
Yeah. Do the VK there too.
Okay.
And then after that, it's kind of up in the air. I'm trying to get the whole Sky Running Series points in, so hopefully 3 of those.
The marathon or the Sky Race distance?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you need 3 total races to score.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, the World Championships doesn't score in the series total. So then
you got to seek a few more out.
Yeah, exactly.
We've talked about how steep these descents are here. It's going to be muddy as hell out there.
Yeah.
You got a lot of arrows in the Innovate quiver for a course like that. How do you choose one over another?
I was pretty sure I was going to run in the X-Talons, just because they're really good in mud and, that perfect British slop that they're used to. But after running the course today, I don't know if they're going to be quite enough shoe.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty soft in between the lugs. So I might go trail rocks. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards, yeah.
So a little more protection, but a little less traction?
Yeah.
In the scale of things.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you have to remember, is they're still a trail shoe. And, I ran those in that muddy North Face year, and I was running up things that other people were sliding down, so...
Should work out all right.
Yeah, I think the trade-off, just to have that protection on the downhills, is going to be good.
Mm-hmm. When do you arrive here in Zegama?
Last night. So just barely getting in enough time to get used to the time change, hopefully.
Yeah, how have you figured that out over, really last year, having a lot more international travel on your schedule? How early do you feel like you have to get over to really be at your best? Close to your best.
Yeah. I think I would probably like another day.
Yeah.
But last year, before the Chamonix Sky Race, my flight got delayed, so I didn't arrive until, Friday. The race was Sunday, and even that one turned out okay. So I think as long as you can force yourself to sleep through the night the first time, then you'll be all right. But it's not ideal, that's for sure.
No. Well, even if it's not ideal, best of luck out there on Sunday, and have fun.
Yeah, I will.